So I thought there was going to be romance between the bottom's sister and the top's best friend, and there is. They are a second couple, or at least they could have been the second couple. Like, they are romancing. Like, the top teases his best friend. He's like, oh, when you bring her back to our country, marry her before you sleep with her so you don't, ruin her. And the bottom teases his sister when he sees her hand feeding the top's best friend. Like, oh my god, it was hilarious. Full on hilarious. Like, they're both full on teasing their other ones. They're like, ooh, you like them? Nudge, 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 nudge. So I forgot to say this. The bottom and his sister, they're traveling to a mountain so they can fully grow their conviction and become immortals. So they won't be forever just normal snake spirits, but, be immortals. Like, that is their full-on plans. They plans to go to a mountain. One, because the main character used some of the pearl to save his sister. It weakened his state. And then again, the sister, because she was harmed by that human, she's missing her gallbladder, so she is also weakened. They're both very weak but strong snake spirits. They need to get to the mountain to fully cure themselves and higher their convention and become immortal. Top's best friend is first suspicious of the bottom when he first gets introduced to the bottom, and the bottom is super understanding. He's like, well, it wouldn't be good for his job if he wasn't, because the best friend is the top's main bodyguard. It would be not great if he wasn't suspicious of people close to the top or getting close to the top. He wouldn't be doing his job correctly, and he should be fired for not doing his job correctly. So the head courtesan, who the top had already rejected before he had chosen who he would be as his assistant, his bedroom partner, and then at the banquet, he again rejected the head courtesan when he rejected all of the courtesans, grew a grudge against the bottom, and attacked the bottom under the excuse that the courtesan trainer had called for him, told him to take over the training of the bottom to being the top's assistant / bedroom partner. And dude beats him up, lying, stating that the bottom had fainted and hit his head. And the bottom lied for him, like full on lied, because he was worried it'd be worse for him and his sister, because no one would believe him and his sister, and him and his sister would get more harassment and hatred because they just recently arrived to the palace not long before the top and his squadron did. Except the top didn't believe him, and neither did the best friend, who's like, we should have him pulled out and beaten for lying to you. And the top's like, well, his sister would be beaten too, and you said you wanted to be the one beating him. You realize you would have to beat his sister too, which gets the best friend to shut his mouth. And they finally get hold of the person, the head courtesan that beat the main character, and the main character states he forgave the dude, but the top is like, no, bottom, that's not okay. And the person's severely punished. Like, he is heavily whipped and then held, like he is literally held up so his wounds can't fully heal. And his punishment been way worse, if meant for the fact that top knew the bottom wouldn't have taken well. And they even have this discussion. The top's like, his punishment should have been way worse for practically going against me, but since I knew you would hate it, I didn't allow the punishment to be way worse. Like, was like, oh my god. Also, like I said, the Bani is such a good person because he hates people being hurt. He goes and finds, like, him and his sister ends up seeing the punishment themselves. And later that night, he snuck out to help the head courtesan so his punishment would be lightened, so his wounds wouldn't be so much hurting. But him sneaking out made the counselor that came with the top suspicious of him. He's like, oh, why did you go through the window and come back through the window? And the bottom lied to him, but he saw it. He saw a snake help the head courtesan, and so he became a little suspicious. He was already kind of suspicious of the bottom, became more full-on suspicious. Like, you keep seeing him side-eyeing and watching the bottom. When they go on their hunt to search for snakes, the bottom makes sure to call out to all snakes in the forest to be careful and not come out. But a snake did come out, and they try attacking the snake. But a leopard appeared. And luckily, because our bottom can talk to all animals because of his convention skills, after, fighting back with the leopard just enough, he, hit the area that the leopard was already hurt at, because the leopard already attacked and harmed the best friend of our top. The bottom's like, go, they will kill you, hurry, rush away. He pleads to the leopard to run away, and the leopard realizes the true identity of our bottom and listens to him. It's like, okay, I will go, I will leave. Which puts him at better lighting with the top and the best friend, but makes him way more suspicious in the eyes of the counselor. He's like, yeah, okay, that's a little weird. He saw the main bottom talk to the snakes, call out in the forest. So he's like, The bottom finally tells his sister about the past him and the top have, and how much guilt and hatred he has to himself for just leaving the top at the shore and then taking the pearl from the top. And she's like, but it's not your fault. One, you saved his life. He would have drowned anyways. He would have died anyways if you didn't take him to shore. Yeah, maybe he wouldn't have been found, but now you know he was a prince, so they would have searched for him no matter what. So you saved his life. Even if you had dragged him to the shore and left him, you still kept him from drowning and dying. You saved his life. And yes, you took the pearl from him, full knowing what the pearl was. But again, you had rights to take it. You saved his life. And it's not like you knew what he was planning to do with that pearl from the get-go. You took it. Yes, it benefited you and didn't benefit him, but you had all rights to take it. Come on, you had saved his life. She finally puts in his head that he had saved the top's life. Something I've been saying entirely in the book to the top the entire time, being like, he saved your freaking life. You owe him the pearl. You owe him your freaking life, dude. She says what I've been trying to say this entire time. The bottom's identity is revealed at a festival because of the counselor. He gave the bottom some sort of medicine that reveals the true identity of the bottom in front of everyone at the festival. He is captured and imprisoned. His sister was able to escape, but because she is his sister, they now know that she was also a snake spirit. And now the best friend and the top don't trust or believe anything the bottom says. They think he purposely got close to them, full on tricked them and used them. And also they believe that he sicked the leopard on them, even though he was the one who saved their lives from the leopard. They think he was the one who sicked the leopard on them. They think the way worse of him. It is full on becoming a dog blood chase your wife Caterium story. And a little thing he gets from the priest, he goes back to the area where he prayed, where he got the dragon's gonna struggle against the snake. He goes back and gets told that someone betrayed him, and he full on believes it is the bottom, that the bottom betrayed him. And I'm like, fuck you, you don't deserve him, he deserves better. The head Coruscant tries saving the bottom, but the bottom tells him to give up and go on, and just ask him how his sister's doing, and he promises that they haven't captured the sister yet. And he's like, okay, that's good to know. The counselor had planned and knew that sooner or later the bottom's identity would reveal, because again, he was the one who revealed it. He made sure that chains were built and made so the bottom could not escape and transform back into his snake form. Full on had chains made to make sure that the bottom could not escape. And I'm like, F you. When I get hold of you, I will kill you. I promise that. I will kill you. Also, where was that promise you made to the bottom top? Where you promised to take the bottom back and make him your little wife or curse, and you wanted to take him back and give him a good life. But no, you turned around. Yeah, you're going to take him back. You're going to freaking take him back, but you're going to freaking kill him and torture him. That's what you're going to do. You're not going to give him love and care that he deserves. No, you're going to harm him, hurt him. Ah!